Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. All right, so here's what I'm looking at on Dogecoin, and here's what we were looking at yesterday. We had resistance giving me this downtrend, something like that. I was saying until we break, or if we do break that trend line going to the upside, then I'm going to be a little less confident on the targets going to the downside. In the past couple videos, I've been talking about these three targets going to the downside since we were trending down. I had limit orders placed at 0.39266, 0.33563, and 0.29226. So we came down, we filled the first target's limit order yesterday, and then we got a bounce to the upside. So let's see if this can continue to move up or if we have trouble and go back down. This position is up around like 15% now. Let's see from here, from 0.3922 to where we are right now. That's up around 13.8%, something like that. So let's see if it can continue to go up. I think so. I don't know. I'm still kind of skeptical on this move up. If we could break this top going to the upside, then I'll be a little more confident on us actually continuing to push up. And I guess one other thing is Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Bitcoin here in a second, but Bitcoin actually did break through its resistance and broke through 100K. So that's something you can argue that is bullish for Dogecoin. I mean, that could be a case where you could see it push through to the upside because Bitcoin did it. But let's see what happens. I still have my limit order set down here, and like I was saying in the last couple of videos, once I took profits, I did set up a position somewhere over here. I can't remember, something like that. Somewhere in this area, just in case it did start to go up again. So yeah, I'm basically trying to dollar cost average back in. I put in a position where we were, put in a position at these, or put in limit orders at these areas. The first one got filled, came down, got that filled, then got a bounce to the upside. Like I said, I think I still want to see us break the previous tops. Sorry. So we have a top right here. We have a top right here. If we could break through those going up, then I'll be more confident that we're not going to go down. But I'm still a little skeptical. Like I was saying, I still have my limit order set. Let's see what happens. If we do continue to go up, great. If not, then I wouldn't mind dollar cost averaging back in, or trying to find spots to buy back in. Let's see. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Let me show you what's going on with that chart, because we've been watching this as well. We have a target. I have a target. I've been looking at a target of around 120,000 on Bitcoin. Let me go back and show you where. Sorry, I didn't show you the Fibonacci retracement levels on the other one. You probably already are familiar with that. But on this chart, on Bitcoin chart, we had a cup and handle pattern. We broke going to the upside. Once we do that, or we broke the channel pattern going to the upside. Once we do that, then we can drag from the top to the bottom of the cup, drag this to the breakout, and that's what gives me that target of around $120,000. And it looks like we're getting super close. Right now we're at $102. We just broke the previous top. Like I was just saying on Dogecoin, if we could break that previous top going to the upside, then I'm going to be a little less confident on it going down. And actually, we could probably delete this Fibonacci retracement. These Fibonacci retracement levels, because we just did break that top, and we're not, I mean, this could be the new top, but since we just broke the other one, we can delete that. We're not retracing. So yeah, that's that's one thing that I'm looking at. And then the other thing I was looking at is we had a run up, consolidation, breaking that resistance, going to the upside. The other thing I was kind of looking at is a flag pattern, maybe something like this. We drag from the top of the bottom of the pole to the top of the pole, that little run right there. And then, okay, so a flag pattern is this pole, and then it gets consolidation, or it could be a pennant pattern too, you could argue. But once we break the top, then we could drag from the top to the bottom of the pole right there, drag that to the breakout, and then that also brings us up to around 120,000. So yeah, I think next place we'll be looking at on Bitcoin is 120,000 in my opinion, just because of this target, that cup and handle pattern, and then this little flag pattern right here. So that's basically what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. And like I was saying, if Bitcoin is pushing up, then that's good for all the other coins, including Dogecoin. So this could be a bullish case or a bullish argument for Dogecoin. It doesn't always completely follow it, but this is a good scenario for crypto in general. So let's go back to Dogecoin real quick. Whoops, yeah, is that the right one? Let me go to the 4 hour time frame. Like I said, I'm still kind of curious. I want to see us break the tops. Once we do that, then I can get more confident on us pushing to the upside. Let's see what else is going on today. It looks like a lot of things are getting pretty good moves. Well, decent moves. Solana's up 5%. Litecoin's up another 7%. Let's see. Let's see what Litecoin's up to. Litecoin was in a similar thing. Well, actually, let's see. Let me go back to the daily time frame. On Litecoin, I had a position. I put in a position at around 104. But we have resistance, support, giving me this channel pattern. We broke through that channel, the top of that channel pattern. Going to the upside, what we could do in that case is drag from the top to the bottom of the channel, something like this. Drag that to the breakout, and that gives us a target of around $178. Kind of lines up with that 38% Fibonacci retracement level in reverse, looking for that dead cat bounce. We get the Fibonacci retracement chart tool, drag from the top to the bottom when we're looking for a dead cat bounce. That gives us those levels to watch. I like watching the 50% level and the 38% level. Those are very reasonable targets in a retracement going to the upside and going to the downside. I think those are very reasonable targets. So the 38% level, like I was saying, it lines up with that target that I was just showing you from that channel pattern, sitting at around $181. And then the 50% level is sitting at around $225. So these are some of the targets that I'm looking at on Litecoin. Like I said, I think I put in an order back here in March, I think it was. I thought it was going to break through and come to these levels. But because Litecoin has been up to, Litecoin has been all the way up to 413 and took a big dump to the downside. If we could retrace 50%, then that'd be great. That would be somewhere around 225 right now. That from here to the 38% level is 25%. To the 50% level is like 56%. If we go to that 50% level from where I put in a position from here to there, that's around 116%. So let's see if I can get to that target. Let's see what else is going on. Polkadot 4%. Polkadot has been running too, and it's doing the same thing as Litecoin. We have resistance. There's a resistance line right there. We have support, channel pattern. If we break that channel pattern going to the upside, drag from the top to the bottom of the channel pattern, something like this. Then we could drag this to the breakout. We haven't broken out technically yet, so this target isn't, it's not even. We still have to break this top line right here before we can think about this target. But the target is around $20.34. So if we could break this resistance line right here, whoops, wrong tool. If we could break this resistance line right here going to the upside, sitting at around, let me get you that number real quick, around $11.91. If we could break $11.91 on Polkadot, then I'm thinking maybe we could go to $20.29 approximately, and then maybe even that 38% level sitting around $23.36. But I think Polkadot has a lot of potential. That's one of the things that's moving today. Solana, yeah. So I think that's about good for the other altcoins. Let's go back to Dogecoin. Let's see. Whoops, my bad. So Dogecoin, like I've been saying, we are getting a bounce to the upside. Let's see if I'm wrong or I was wrong about going to the downside. Yesterday I was talking about a head and shoulders pattern, something like this. Seems like that head and shoulder pattern is kind of dead now because we didn't break going to the downside. Someone had mentioned that head and shoulders pattern, so I kind of did a look on it. Shoulder, head, shoulder. If we broke it going to the downside, it's a reversal pattern. Then we could drag from the top to the bottom of the head to the neckline, drag that to the breakout, and I was looking at a target of approximately 0.27669. Lines up with that 50% level going to the downside, but like I just said, we came down, found a bounce to the upside. I'm not really looking at that head and shoulders pattern too much anymore, or like not. I'm not too confident on that pattern that pattern anymore. So looks like we're getting a bounce. What I really want to see us do is break through the previous tops for us to be more bullish. In general, I wouldn't mind it going down, but let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm wrong on if I cashed out too early or whatever. Don't listen to me though. Just look at your own chart and make up your own decisions. I'm not telling you to do one thing or the other, sell or buy. Just trying to give you guys tools so you can give you better tools to make up your own mind and make better decisions on these charts. If you're not, if you're new to trading, or if you're wondering how to get started, go to tradingview.com, sign up for an account, create a watch list. Then you can come over here and look at what's moving for the day, and get used to these tools. There's these indicators over here. You can do search for moving average, simple. You could do the RSI. I don't really look at the RSI too much. You could do and the volume. The moving average, simple, and the volume are like my go-tos. I like setting up a 9 moving average and a 180 moving average, and then having the volume down here. I think those are the best ones. Before we go, let's take a look at the daily time frame as well. Let's see. Do I have another clean chart? Let me see. Let me look for another chart real quick. No. Let me just do it real quick up here. I just want to show you guys a clean chart so we can focus on the moving averages like I was just talking about. Let's go to like maybe Kraken. No. Sorry. Bitfinex. I'm just trying to find a chart where I don't have any drawings on it. Okay, so what was I going to talk about? The moving averages. Okay, and on the daily time frame, because this is one thing that I like watching on this channel is the 9 moving average. So I was talking about the indicators and how to what I like having on the thing. So I like watching the 9 moving average and the 180 moving average. The 180 moving average is this orange line right here, and then the 9 moving average is this blue line right there. And in general, I like using these lines because when we break above it acts as support and we bounce to the upside. When we break below it, it acts as resistance and it pushes us to the downside. Let me show you an example of that. Let's see, something like right here. We broke below that 9 moving average right here. We have that line right there. We broke below it. Ever since then, we're coming into contact with it, getting rejected and pushing us down. When we break above it, it acts as the opposite, where we come into contact with it and we bounce to the upside. So we broke above it. Let's see. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We broke above it right here. Support. Well, we kind of fell below it right here, but we did break back into it. Basically, we've been getting support on it. We get support on it once we break to the upside of it. And you could even see here, we broke below it a couple times in this area. Let me show you. So we have the blue line right here. We broke below it a couple times in this area right here. But we are still kind of getting support on it. Support. And we are above it right now. So being above it is technically a bullish signal, a good sign for the thing. We have been testing it. So that was kind of one of the things that I was kind of like making me skeptical, making me think that we were going to go to the downside, because we broke below it. I was thinking that we were going to stay below it at any of those times, but we are still finding support in it, still bouncing to the upside. Basically, this line right here, if we're above it, it's a good thing. If we're below it, it's a bad thing. Right now we're above it, which is a good thing for Dogecoin. Let's see if we can stay above it and get another leg to the upside. Let's see if we could break those previous tops, like I've been kind of saying throughout the video. We need to break this top and the previous one. Let's see what numbers those are specifically for you guys. So we're looking at .46388 and .47712. These two levels right here. If we could break through those, then I think we can. I'll be talking about it going back to the upside, as opposed to me talking about me having limit orders going to the downside. I know people probably don't like hearing about it going to the downside, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm here to be honest. I don't want to, I'm not just doing hype videos. So let me know what you guys are thinking, though. If you guys like these videos, hit subscribe. Close to 10K, that'd be cool. What else? If you want to watch the last video, check it out right here. And if you're new to trading, check out this playlist right here. It'll help get you started. Kind of like some of the things that I talked about setting up TradingView account. All right, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.